Hey guys, welcome back with more Q&A. The first question is from Jack Sparrow. He asks, "How old are you?" It's a secret. Now I wanted to play a little game with you guys and see what you all think before telling you. So, sorry Jack Sparrow, I will answer your other questions later in this video, but guess in the comments below how old you think I am. I just want to see. And Slipknot 95 Maggot asks, "Do you garden? Do you have any interest?" And you brought up other topics to suggest veganism. So definitely seems like you're very passionate about this topic, and I commend you for it. I try to do my part for the environment, but I draw the line at feeling like I'm depriving myself for the sake of it, because I love eating meat. I grow some of my own herbs, but living in New York City, there's not much room for anything. So I've grown basil, tomatoes, avocados. The big issue I have with this narrative that everyday citizens are responsible for our environment is that while yes, we can help, even if every regular citizen lives perfectly green lives, we'll barely put a dent in the environmental problem. So I think it's a lie that everyday human activity can change things drastically, because corporations are the big threat. Just 100 companies in the world are responsible for 71% of global emissions. So we've got to find some way to combat that. That said, everybody should do their best to recycle and not support these horrible companies. And if they're willing to be vegans or willing to do something like that, more power to them. I hope one day to bring the fight to those corporations, though. I commend anybody who has the passion and resolve to go about fighting for issues that will help other people. Almost all of us have issues that we care about, and we all go about fighting them in different ways. So we just do our best to do what we can. So for me, veganism is not something I'm personally willing to do, but I commend anybody else who goes that route. I have a question from Squirrel and Matt Majcan. Squirrel asks, "What is your educational background and what do you do for a living?" And Matt asks, "Some comments about your education have gotten me curious about what you do for a living, or are you still a student?" The big thing is I went to Hunter College High School. So I don't know if you've seen people saying like, "Oh, high school was so easy that I was unprepared for college." Basically, the sentiment is that, oh my god, college is so much more challenging and we weren't prepared for it. So that's actually how I felt going into high school. I was at the top of my class in elementary while slacking off completely because my parents pushed me so much when I was young that I didn't really have anything to learn. So I learned not to take school seriously, and by the time I was in 3rd or 4th grade, my parents realized that I was so far ahead of the curve that they really stopped pushing me, and they also didn't have anything else they could really teach me anymore. But then I got into Hunter College High School, and this is the top public school in the United States, and I never felt like I was dumber than anybody else, but there was just so much work, and I was not prepared to actually have to try in school. And I lived in Brooklyn at the time, and I had to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to get to school on time. So it's an all-around just a difficult situation. But I am so thankful I went because I learned some actual work ethic from my friends. I was good at writing somehow, and I edited like everybody's papers, all my friends. I think reading the perspectives of other people really expanded my mind. We learned to write college-level essays in 7th grade. Oh, it's a 7th to 12th grade high school, so middle school and high school together. And honestly, when I did peer review in college writing classes, 99% of them weren't as good as the essays I read in 7th and 8th grade. I was good at math and science, but when I finally got to take physics in junior year, I loved it. Had the greatest teacher in the world, and that really made me fall in love with learning again. And I originally wanted to be a physics teacher until I got to college, and then the physics professors there really sucked. Everyone from Hunter College High School went to great schools. I went to Macaulay Honors, which is considered good. I know like everybody's like, when I tell people I go to Macaulay, they're pretty impressed, but then I look at everybody else in my school from Hunter College High School, and I see them going to Ivy Leagues. 25% of them went to Ivy Leagues. The others a whole bunch of others went to top schools. And I also got into other schools, but I couldn't take a $200,000 student loan for that, and Macaulay is full scholarship. So I went on to do creative writing, also took a lot of other psychology classes. I had been so focused on math and science for so long that I didn't get in touch with my creative side for like 19 years. So I'm glad I'm finally doing this. And yeah, I'll answer what I do for a living in a sec, because this other question also has something to do with my education. Kelsey Decker asks, what are you studying? Have you studied? Will you continue to study in school? I'm curious if it's where you get all your bomb-ass social issues knowledge, or if that's just general moral consciousness. So I actually don't think I learned a single thing about social issues in school other than like who MLK was. I didn't even learn that he and JFK died while fighting against income inequality. Like, hello, this is important information here. We hear all the time about how liberals have been brainwashed by the things they were taught in school. But honestly, I went to school in liberal New York City all my life, and they didn't teach us anything. I'm actually pretty annoyed right now just thinking about it. But I think I just gravitate towards compassionate people, and we all teach each other, so that's a good situation. But back to the questions about where I work. I wasn't able to find a job in the field of creative writing despite getting straight A's in that major. So I did things here and there. Most recently, I was the manager at a physical therapy and acupuncture place. But I quit within the last month or so because there was no room for growth really, and it was just getting too depressing. I'm miserable if I don't get to use my brain in creative ways now, and I learned everything I was going to learn within the first few months of working there. And I was also wearing like too many hats. Like, heck, I was reading and writing like legal documents, running a dancing studio on the side, tutoring kids, all for the same boss. She's actually really, really nice, but I think I had been there too long. Like my first month there, she said I was too smart for this job, so I was just like, okay. And I was there for two years. But yeah, I have some money saved up, and I've been applying to work in political offices, but I haven't gotten anywhere with that yet. I really don't want to go back to working at something I'm not passionate about, because it just drains me so completely to do that. It drains me completely to do things I'm not interested in. I have savings, but they will dry up eventually. But I don't want to go somewhere where I'm overlooked or underappreciated or unfulfilled. And I guess I'm about to get a little real. I think I've been depressed for most of my life, maybe the last 15 or so years. And I feel like making videos has actually pushed me out of that for the first time. And I'm scared really to change anything, so... But I have to get back to work at some point. And I feel the pressure to make more money and get my life together. It's all around just... I don't feel good about it. But Terry Lini asks, are you going to watch History and Lore Season 2? Yes, I am, and it's on the channel already. Jack Sparrow, your other question is asking me top 10 Game of Thrones characters and 3 you hate the most. And who do you think will sit on the Iron Throne at the end? Drygin Baelish asks, what are your favorite top 10 characters and what top most hated characters? And then Melleberg Awesome Sauce asks, favorite Game of Thrones characters. So I feel like 10 is a lot, but I'll see what I get to. But I love Arya, Brienne is awesome, Tyrion, Daenerys, Jon Snow. I've really grown to like Sansa and Jaime. Marjorie and Olenna Tyrell are awesome. Sam, Jorah, Bronn, Davos is great. Oh, Ygritte. Okay, that's already way more than 10. But okay, I hate Joffrey, Cersei, Rast, Viserys. I don't like Balin or Robert either, though hate might be too strong a word. And of course, Littlefinger, freaking Littlefinger, and the guy torturing Theon. He's... Man, I hate him. Alright, and Monique and Gabrielle Celeste ask, which of the main characters in Game of Thrones do you think will be alive in Season 8? So that also goes... Oh, with Jack Sparrow's question about who do you think will sit on the Iron Throne at the end. So there's there has to be a good balance of characters you love and characters you hate to make this kind of story interesting. So please, Arya still be around. I want her to be like an absolute powerhouse. Jon Snow and Daenerys feel too important to die, though honestly, after Ned dying, I don't know. I think Littlefinger might make it to near the end. Him gaining power is a slow burn. He could be a dark horse in this climb. I do think Jaime and Cersei will make it to the end as well. If Sansa's still around, I hope she got away from King's Landing somehow and she's living a better life. Though they could go a tragic route where she finally gets to escape and then like dies right after that. I feel like either one of Tywin or Tyrion will be alive at the end, but not both, because they're just going to get more and more at odds with each other. But for who's going to sit on the Iron Throne at the end, I think Daenerys is the obvious pick. I do want Jon Snow to like forsake his vows without losing. Like for personally, like I think Jon Snow would make a good leader too, but he's stuck in the Night's Watch. If there's some way he can get out of that, it'd be nice to see him rule as well. But Daenerys is the most likely, and I wouldn't mind either one. Gabrielle Celeste also asks, it's easy to dislike Joffrey. If you could write a scene where he ends up dead, how would it happen, and would anyone be to blame? I think it's easy. I think it'd be really nice for Arya to do it for revenge, but that could take years, and I think it might be a little too cliche. Like, she's not trained enough to do it, and yeah, it would just not. I don't think it would work. But would I enjoy seeing Theon's torture Joffrey to death? Maybe. I think those two are just too cheesy, though. I think I would prefer a woman kill him because he treats women so terribly. Or Loras because of Joffrey's view on gay people. But maybe I think I would have Marjorie kill him once she's given birth to their child, so that she can raise that child right, and then it'd be like have someone good on the throne finally. But I think that's very unlikely. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this time. We got more Q&A coming up because there was just so many good questions, but I'll see you guys soon. I'll link the next Q&A in the next episode. Bye friends.